Awesome. So recording, I see we're streaming. Guys, thank you everybody for joining us today. And we are a couple minutes early still, but I think we'll go ahead and just get kicked off.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys for taking the time. It's this time of year. Who has time? That's a
Oh yeah. Thanks. Yeah, for spending your time with us this week.
Rachel shared with me a long passage. I was going to say a quote, but it's like a passage from a book called The Tao of Pooh. Tao, Tao, however you want to say it. The of Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh. So otherwise, that could mean something totally different, I guess. But so I can't remember who the author of that is.
Benjamin Hoff is the author?
Yeah, Benjamin Hoff did a little series on Taoism or Taoism, depending on how you want to pronounce that T. I think it's technically pronounced with a D sound, but Taoism. And he did it through the lens of Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. And I know that there's a couple of books. The first one is called The Tao of Pooh. I read it, I think when I was about 17 or 18 years old, and it's been floating around my house ever since. And then right after that, I found another book called The T-E, The of Piglet.
That's next on my list.
That's next on the list. And they're both great reads. But I haven't read them forever. And I was just saying that, thank you guys for taking your time today. Mm-hmm. And you shared this amazing passage from the Tao of Pooh about time.
Yeah.
And I know you probably don't have it memorized, but maybe you do. But what was the gist of it?
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to chat about today. Anyways, it's time. So It's like, I'll just jump right in.
It's like we had this scripted, but we don't at all.
Scripting things out and subconsciously. Basically the passage, some of you are my Facebook friends, it's on Facebook too, but basically it says, the funny thing about trying to save time is, we spend so much of it trying to save it that we waste and have none of it. It's all gone. It's like that busybody feeling. And I think December itself and the holidays, we just get we want to, have the right gifts and do all these, I guess it's a lot different this year. We've been talking about that, but just do everything for others and give and also receive and enjoy and all of it.
And get it all done.
And it's and then it's like this race.
It's like we're racing
to some finish line that doesn't exist. And
right.
Anyways, the whole point is time is the one thing we can't save. It's the one thing we can only spend our time, right? So all we have is this moment and every moment, in the present. And we just need to be more willing to lean into that versus I think a lot of us fortunately get to be pretty future oriented and think about what's ahead, what's coming, what things to go perfectly. When you start to do that though, I think we all get into trouble because then things don't go as planned. And then we
have to spend more time. And it gets we start to
energy.
I start to feel, I can't speak for everybody. I start to feel like I don't have enough of it. I feel like I have less and less of this commodity mm-hmm. that we can't buy and that we can never reclaim.
Right.
And I mean, I again just wanted to say really quickly, a couple of you guys were wondering what I was putting in my mouth. And this is some lozenges. It says cough drops. By Thieves. It's called Thieves by Young Living. Rachel and I are not Young Living distributors or anything like that. So I have, this isn't a promotion for them, but we really do like certain Young Living products. Certainly the essential oils, some of their cleaning products. And I really like these cough drops. It's really dry here right now in Iowa. And I think the winter is blown in and it's really dry winter air. And so we're all hydrating and whatnot. So I just have one of these just to kind of keep me, so I'm going to be talking, hopefully I'll be talking a whole lot. Hopefully you're going to be talking a whole lot, but I think we know how that goes sometimes.
Yeah. All good.
Thank you again, guys, for joining us. And mm-hmm. I just noticed that we have our camera here, which is great. And I noticed that as we're sitting here on this camera, I'm on this side and you're on this side, but over here, I'm on this side and you're on this side. Isn't that strange?
I don't know why you just told me that now.
Isn't it weird? It's it's the same image, but it's mirrored over here. It's super weird.
I just have to pretend I can't even see myself.
Right. I'll watch the chat. I'll watch
Okay.
that. So I was just going to say, guys, welcome again. This is day 5 of our holiday stress management challenge. What is the actual name of this?
It's morphed over time into
Every day
healthy holiday workshop.
Healthy holiday week-long workshop, surviving the holidays and surviving your family and probably really surviving yourself.
Yeah.
I think is the big take home. It is Friday, December 18th. We are recording, we are streaming. I think that we're good to go.
Awesome.
Today, just to kind of recap, and I know Rachel did a little recap, but I'll just recap again. I'm Dr. Jason Bradley, the founder of Epic Functional Medicine and the developer of the Epic 5 plan, which the Epic 5 plan community is based around. This week, Rachel has been so kind to lead us through the Epic 5 with a lens of looking at stress through the holidays, which I think is awesome. Monday, she covered hydration, I think with me, right?
Yep.
Tuesday, you did some food with Natalie, one of our coaches, Natalie. Mm-hmm. Wednesday, I was going to say yesterday, but today's Friday. So Wednesday, you and Dan, one of our other coaches, Dan, did HIITs. Let's see, high intensity interval training sessions, but specifically Tabatas. And you guys can take a look at those videos. Mm-hmm. Yesterday was
Thursday, and we did stress management.
Stress management with me.
Yeah.
Right. That was with me. Mm-hmm. And then here we are today, Friday asleep. Guys, I would be honest with you. My mom is staying with us. She's been with us for about a week and a half right now, while my dad's been recovering from some knee surgery in the hospital. And he's in, because of COVID, he's in quarantine and nobody can see anybody and no visitors and all that kind of stuff. And I got to be honest with you guys. I feel busy all the time. I know you feel busy all the time, especially we'll come back to this time thing, this ever prescient, burden of time. A lot of times it feels like hurry up and wait, because I think, it's just like the military. It's like it's like the army, hurry up and wait. But my mom said to us recently 2 things. Number 1, we have to slow down. She's like, trust me, I've got a lot more years on this planet than you guys. You need to slow down. Number 2, she's probably right. Number 2, she said, and I listen, I know we're all busy. This is my mom's perspective. She said that Rachel and I get more done by our 8:30 call with our team in the morning than most people get done in a week. And so it does.
I'm not sure if that's
I don't know if that's a compliment or a curse, right?
Yeah.
But we do hit the ground running pretty early every day, and we do try to get as much work done before that call, because after that, our day is pretty well structured. And that said, I want to go back to this whole time thing, because I think that we have some people that joined us. And so what are we supposed to do?
Yeah. Well,
speaking of holiday and stress, because we all have our regular stuff. It's not like, oh, we have the holidays and now we have all this time now given to us. We have our regular work, our regular family, right, our regular friends, our regular, obligations, like whatever those obligations are.
COVID and all these other things.
All of a sudden you're overlaying it with, navigating around COVID. And then you're navigating around trying to fit other things in new ways that we're not even quite used to doing. And so it's almost as though I don't want to say losing time. I mean, but that's not the wrong word.
Right.
But there's even more demands right now. So what are we supposed to do?
Well, yeah. So I'm going to return to this time real quick. And I think, we spend our money, right? That's a currency that's tangible. We spend our energy, getting up and doing what we do. Yeah. Thanks, Melissa. It's been fun having you. We basically we have to spend our time, but we get to choose how it's spent. And I don't think, like sometimes, you might feel like life's in control of you, but fortunately, we actually are in a control of how we spend our time. And, if you look at, this is great too. Like if somebody said that if you look at somebody's bank statement and their calendar, you can see what they value. And I think we don't spend enough time really looking at where is my energy going. And so we of course value health, and that's important to us, and balance. And if I look at our December, it has been a little crazy and hectic, and it's important for us to reevaluate and look at where our time's going. So,
but it's been crazy and hectic in some good ways too. We've reincorporated daily yoga.
Yeah,
we are working out more. Really rededicated to the Epic 5, right? Mm-hmm. We're spending more time together and, in alignment. we're spending time with our family.
Mhm.
And I don't even like the use. I don't even like the word spending time. I wish there was a better,
It's like
word for
using
it.
your time.
Yeah, it's like using
We're-
time. We've been using time, because when you spend it, it's almost like with money. You can spend money,
Mhm.
but if that's the case, it means that you're just buying something like, some sunglasses, right? And someday I'm going to have to buy more sunglasses, right? And I'm just spending money. Or I can invest my money. People understand the difference between spending money and investing money.
Right.
Right.
So
Does that make
instead of
sense?
spending your
So I'm
time,
wondering if
invest.
instead of, I'm just going to try, I don't know that words. I'm open to your guys' perspective. Drop a note in the chat, drop a note in the comments, and let's just think about spending time versus maybe is it investing time? Is that the right
I
word?
think so.
It
I
seems
think
like
so.
it.
If you're spending your time well,
Because an investment
can-
would give you a dividend.
it can pay off in the
Yeah, it
future
would pay off
in
in
good
the future.
ways.
Right.
As long as that's not the only goal. I think just like, it's tough because you want to be present. We're getting really
We're
deep
deep
here.
now.
We're getting deep.
We're getting real deep, real fast.
Maybe
we should script these out.
I know, I think so too. Anyways.
But and speaking of like that, seriously, one thing that I'm trying to learn, and I've made a joke through the years, but one thing that I'm trying to learn is to be here now, be in this present moment right now. And it's very difficult for me to do because I have a lot of things that, I'm thinking about shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I mean, who doesn't have that stuff in their lives, right? And then I also have the worry and the stress about the future. And so there's those pieces as well.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to share with you guys, again, I think some of you guys know this, but being in the present moment is so important to me. I'm going to I'm going to show you guys something I don't show a lot of people, but on my arm, I don't know if you guys can see this. How can I show this? Maybe this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. So I have this nice little tattoo. I have this bluebird of happiness. And I have it flying out of me because I remember that happiness comes from inside of me. And I want to share that happiness with the world. So it's flying out. But then I don't know if I can get this to focus or not, but written right here, it says, be here now. And that's in Rachel's writing. And of course, be here now from, Ram Dass, which is just a reminder to be in this present moment. I literally have it tattooed on my arm in my wife's writing. That's that important to me to remember to be here right now, because there is literally no other place to be,
Right.
And that we are an amalgam of all of the past and all of us right now together. This is so cool if we think about it. We are all here at this moment because our entire pasts, everything that's ever happened to us, led us to be connected right here at this moment, And in this moment, in this seed of this moment, is all of our future, right? And that we are recreating our future in every single nanosecond. And we get to choose, like you were saying, how we spend or invest our time going forward, and it's hard to remember that. It's for me anyway. It's hard for me to remember that. So I
need it like tattooed on my forehead
sometimes.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, I know I do too sometimes.
Yeah.
So
no, I think it's just, looking at really we're going to talk about your big why today. And we've got some assignments for you too. I think that can be really helpful. But what's important to you and, just making time for it, making sure that's important, what's important is, part of your life. I think if we get to the end of our life and look back, we want to look at a good story and a good picture and be proud of, things. So,
and I just want to say, and I think I get something now. I think I just had an epiphany, this whole spending versus investing time. I spend a lot of time with you. We spend almost 24/7 together.
True.
We're hardly ever apart. Of course we live together. But we also work together, and we work specifically in our clinic is in our house, right? So we do have separate offices. So we are sort of separated by some rooms once in a while, but we spend a lot of time together. But you know what? I don't give you enough of my attention sometimes, and I'm going to really dedicate that to you going forward. I'm going to invest more time with you rather than spend more time with you. Although I'm still going to spend time with you. I'm just going to let you know.
Now he's crying.
Now I'm crying
everybody.
a little bit. I've got a little tear. It's true. So
Yeah.
welcome to behind the scenes, as always, guys. This is us. This is us being together. This is the time we get to be together. So
Yeah. No,
jumping back.
I think it's that presence. And speaking of presence, right? We're like giving presents to everybody, but it's like, I think always good to reevaluate your presence, right? Like, where are we? Otherwise you can get caught up in just anything and everything. And so today we're talking about basically,
sleep too, right?
Restoring through, good sleep.
Yeah.
So that the time we do have is, I think when we lean into our health in different key areas, like that time that we do have becomes more valuable.
And it's invested wisely.
Yeah.
I like that word. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on investing time versus spending time. Anybody wants to, and if you're catching this on the replay, drop the comments in the Facebook feed. I hope we're still going. Yeah,
good. We're going. Yeah. I need to just pull up this guy.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. And you have some Swan Wicks there.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about sleep. I'll share my screen with you and we'll go over some ways for restoring and then looking at the new year and resetting.
And I just want to talk about sleep too. Guys, this is from, oops, that's not my phone. Can you grab my phone over there? I pulled this up from the NHS, National Health Services. Sorry about that. Here in the United States, we have the AMA, the American Medical Association, and the CDC. Over in the UK, they have the NHS, just for our USA listeners. So the NHS, National Health Services. And I thought this was really interesting. I just wanted to read this to you. So the very first symptoms of not getting enough sleep, surprisingly, now hold on to it, is being tired, right? I think that probably goes without saying, but also brain fog, making it difficult to concentrate and make decisions. You can start to feel down and depressed, right? Your risk of injury goes up. But here's where it gets really interesting to me as someone that deals with complex chronic metabolic disorders, autoimmunities, thyroid disorders, those types of hormonal imbalances. Mm-hmm. It says, if it continues, guys, and by continues, just this lack of sleep, and all that means is getting less than 7 or 8 hours a night. That's it. If it continues, it affects your overall health and makes you prone to such conditions, including, listen to this, obesity, heart disease, hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, and then also, again, immunological disorders. Right? So the reason I wanted to bring that up is that I don't know that a lot of us realize, we all know we need sleep and we don't feel good when we don't sleep. And we know that stuff, but I don't know that we realize the effect that it has on our metabolism. Because what happens, guys, is that when our sleep comes down, we have to start living on adrenaline, right? Mm-hmm. And adrenaline is not meant to be used 24/7 to keep us going, right? Mm-hmm. So adrenaline is supposed to be reserve energy, but if we're not sleeping and doing restorative sleep and restorative practices, then our body is going to be running on reserve fuel. And reserve fuel, adrenaline. When adrenaline spikes high, check this out. When adrenaline goes high, our bodies cannot metabolize sugar because our insulin receptors become desensitized to sugar. So what happens next is we're not able to process the sugar for fuel, right? So now we start to get hungry because we're not getting the fuel in. So we start eating more. So we have a little obesity there. Insulin rises. Insulin causes body fat to be deposited because we're not burning it for fuel. We got to take that sugar and deposit somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So we start depositing body fat, right? So now we're gaining weight. It's why in America, probably because we're all, overworked, underpaid, overtaxed, and underslept, our insulin running sky high. We're all also cardiometabolic. We're also 75% of us are obese and overweight, right? It could just be that we're freaking tired, that we're not sleeping enough. I'm sure there's more to it than that. There's also the choice of what's on your plate and what's on your fork and how much goes in your mouth, right? But, and that is a personal choice. Absolutely. But that said, the reality is insulin comes up. Now we have metabolism being affected, but here's where it gets super interesting, guys. When insulin comes up, and the body becomes very inflamed, right? Because insulin is very inflammatory. Now we start to have body aches and pains, more brain inflammation. That can lead to all sorts of feelings like arthritis or muscle soreness. And now we're weak. You know, we're not very strong. We're more prone to injury, just like the NHS said. But that's why, right? And when that happens, brain inflammation can cause depression, right? And anxiety. And now we're really tired. We're not sleeping. We're not burning fuel correctly.
Right.
We're now carrying on more body weight. Our brain is now excited and processing in a kind of a crazy pants kind of way. And then the next thing that happens, our body says, man, this person's falling apart. I guess we need to go to like a third reserve tank of fuel, a final push, which is estrogen. Estrogen goes up. Estrogen then causes, check this out, guys, besides making you prone to strokes, heart attacks, and cancers, right? Strokes, heart attacks, cancers, which is where we get the cardiometabolic disease and the sequelae there that the NHS was talking about. We are now prone toward more, because estrogen also causes that hamster wheel to just start spinning in the head, spinning in the head, spinning in the head, spinning in the head, where we just can't stop thinking. And so then we feel anxious. We're trying to go to bed at night. We're jacked up on adrenaline. So we're thinking. We're trying to go to sleep at night. And all of a sudden, right when we're dozing off, we get that thought and we're back up and like, crap, I'm awake again, you know? And it's just, and really, guys, I want you guys to know, it is a domino effect that we really have to go back to the root causes and really figure out what's going on. A lot of times sleeplessness is due to a chemical imbalance in the body anyway, not just thinking too much. That's usually down the road. Thinking too much and anxiety and all that stuff is typically,
the brain chemicals
brain chemistry issues are way down here. That front end is where we shine with internal medicine, where we run labs on folks and find out, you know, hey, what's toxic in the body that needs to come out, right? What are you eating that's making you sick? Let's get rid of that. What's not in the body, like certain vitamins, minerals, maybe enough of the hormones, this and that, you know, let's put that stuff back in and let's create balance in the body, right? And then let's reinforce it with the Epic 5 plan, making sure you're getting enough, because guys, remember, the body really only needs 6 elements. Everything from your hair to your skin, to your fingernails, to your big toes, to your heart, your lungs, your liver, all of it is made of 6 things. Hormones, biochemistry, all of it. 6 things. 6 things. Do you know what they are?
Water.
Water. What else? Pop quiz.
Vitamins, minerals.
Macromolecules.
Help me out, guys.
Macromolecules.
Water, vitamin, minerals.
What are foods made out of?
Proteins, fats and carbs.
Yeah, proteins, fats, and I'd say fibers.
Fibers.
I don't like to say carbs because people get confused with sugars.
Sure.
The complex resistant starches, right? That's what our body's made out of. Different glycomolecules, like different sugars, right? But not the sugar that you want to eat, right? Different types of carbs that are healthy, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and water. Everything in your body is made of that. There is nothing in your body that's made of anything except that. If you're putting anything else in your body, like a drug, your body was not made of that drug. No one was born deficient in, trazodone? Is that what they used to go to sleep?
Trazodone.
Right? No little baby was born and being like, you know what, this baby's going to have a sleep disorder because they don't have enough trazodone in their body, right? That's not real.
Right.
That's not real. So anything other than proteins, fats, complex starches, guys, complex glycoprotein or complex glycomolecules, vitamins, minerals, and water. Anything other than that is not natural. There's nothing else, like anything other than that is not natural.
Way away from natural.
Right.
Nature, right?
And so the Epic 5, like I said, when we start introducing this idea of trying to figure out what's going on over here, take the bad stuff out, put the good stuff in, and couple it with hydration, the right food, movement, stress management, and sleep patterning and sleep hygiene, it's a win. It's just a win. And that's how we see the massive reductions in symptoms that we see with our clients very, very, very quickly. In fact, some of our clients, I think, are on these calls and don't feel obligated, but if you want to share your experience, I'll get the chat box open. If you want to share your experience working with us, by all means, please feel free, but don't feel obligated either. So there we are. Perfect.
Yeah.
And we're sharing that screen, right?
Yep.
Great.
So yeah, thank you for,
Oh,
it's like crazy how those little things over time can add up into chronic disease and
Yeah.
just like, so we have to kind of go back to the beginning and look at those pieces. And a lot of times that doesn't happen. So that's why we exist and do what we do, right?
And actually, as someone that quote suffers from or has been diagnosed with at least 2 autoimmunities, right? So polyautoimmunity, you too,
Yeah.
right? I have the genes for cardiometabolic syndrome, so hypertension, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, being overweight, obese. I mean, all of that stuff. I don't suffer from, I'm not suffering by any means. I will say that knowing what I know about genetics, knowing what I know about internal medicine, functional medicine, all of those pieces, I mean this out of love for myself and for you. Any suffering that we do is probably brought on ourselves by not leaning into those 5
Sure.
things,
Mhm.
by not working with the right doctors.
We can make our excuses.
We can make excuses all day long, guys. We make them too, right? We're good accountability partners for each other. I don't gain a lot of weight, but once in a while when I do gain weight, Rachel will walk up to me and just poke my belly. She literally will just poke my belly, and that's all and I'm like, I got it. I get it.
That's so funny.
It's true.
I didn't even know you knew that I did that.
Oh yeah, I know. How can I not know that you're poking my belly?
I don't know. Anyways.
Sorry. But yeah,
I
back
had
to
a
you.
point.
We're talking just about sleep.
Yes. So, yeah, basically going back to basics and I think the big thing with sleep is restorative sleep, right? So we have them here on here. I'm sure there's more. So
take a look at these.
we'll throw them out. If you guys have ways that you get restorative sleep, share them in the chat here. But I think making and taking time to rest and slow down is so important. And I know that doesn't necessarily directly relate to stress or sleep. I mean, but I think, yeah, we got to like slow down, and definitely in the evening, like we should be like, just like taking quiet time and peaceful time.
And that's not watching movie time or watching series time. I mean, guys, you can watch Netflix endlessly. It would be impossible for somebody to start Netflix and watch it 24/7 and watch it their entire lives from birth till death. They still wouldn't end up watching everything, right? I mean, it's an endless supply of mind junk, for sure. There's some cool stuff on there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of
but
your
you can
time
spend a lot of time
on
Netflix, and I'm not sure it's an investment,
Yeah.
So turning off those screens, I see that as like something, for sure, which, the studies are very clear that we have to turn our screens off at least an hour before bedtime, right? Whatever that is. And we should also have a consistent bedtime and a very, 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 I'll say it one more time, a very consistent wake time. I can't emphasize that enough, guys. That wake time will set your day.
Direct connection to your adrenals, right?
Exactly. We need those adrenals to stay in rhythm, especially if we're running on adrenaline. We have to tell the adrenals, we are going to give you at least some consistency, some type of rhythm, so that you can know when you get to restore and when you need to produce that adrenaline, right? That's one of the ways to take control over your fatigue and over your overall health. Again, metabolic health, hormonal health, neurotransmitter health. And I can't emphasize that enough, because there's this really bad idea out there that you can stay up late and then just sleep in and make it up in the morning. Guys, that's some of the worst stuff that you can do. If you're going to stay up late, just realize that that is what you're choosing to do, but you're going to wake up at the same time each day. What time is my alarm set for? 5:30. What time do I wake up? Between 5 and 5:30. Your alarm is set for 5:45. You're usually feet on the floor by about 5:30, 5:40. I mean, you're up before your alarm as well. And the reality is, guys, I mean, this did not start. It's not like Rachel or me are early morning people. Half of us are more early morning people than others, than the other one. But the other one is really working hard and doing a really good job. And hasn't it gotten easier?
Yeah. I think our bodies like crave routine and rhythm and like the natural flow of things. And we've just gotten so far away from that with these screens, and like we can always fill our time with more and more and more. Dan,
you had a good question. I'll read.
Yeah. So
you finish your thought.
I think that was it.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we get into our routines you were saying, and then some of the other routines. So Daniel
Yeah.
said, hey, Dr. B and Rachel, what if someone feels terribly tired of sleeping, no matter how many hours, 6 or 10? In this case, do you recommend getting sleep as much as possible or getting up earlier? Daniel, it's a really, really good question. So here's the deal. When someone feels tired all the time, like no matter how much sleep they get, whether it's 4 hours, 10 hours, 13 hours, et cetera, I mean, especially the longer that you go, then something's wrong. And it's probably at that point, we're going to find out that there's very few things that it can be. That's the good news, right? So without going into like really bad, ominous diagnoses, right? I mean, people with really bad, ominous diagnoses typically are very tired as well. I mean, those could be anything from, I'll just knock them out real fast. And this is not where anybody's head should go. But things like cancers or immunodeficiencies or different types of viruses. I mean, there's things or different types of infections. Those can make people tired. And certainly, if you've been fatigued for a very long time, you should make sure to see a doctor and get that stuff screened out. We screen that stuff for all of our clients. So, I mean, we have a pretty good idea about how people are doing. Most of our clients that come to see us, their number one thing that people want. At least I have like three number ones, but one of the number ones is they're tired, they're exhausted, they just want more energy, right? So here's how we define, and I'll come back to this question too. We define energy, right? Or having enough energy is waking up feeling rested after a good night's sleep, having enough energy and focus to go all day and be productive in whatever it is that you do, whether it be professionally or personally. And then at the end of the day, still having enough wherewithal to spend or invest that time with your family, your friends, or even yourself, right? That's a good day. That's how we want all of our clients to feel. So coming back to these non-ominous, more likely causes, right? So we knocked the big ones out. They're probably not that. Those are easily screened for. Any doctor that would be screening for these types of things would know what to do. And again, we do this with all of our clients right up front, because I want to make sure that when somebody says, I'm exhausted, I'm sleeping 12 hours a day and I'm still exhausted and I don't know what to do, I'm falling asleep, taking naps, I want to know what else. Oh, another one of the, not ominous, but another like cause that people don't think about are the medicines that they're taking. A lot of people are over medicated or incorrectly medicated, and a lot of those medications can make you really, really tired. So, I mean, that's another one. But taking all that off the board and taking, a look at like what's more likely going on, the thyroid needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
The adrenals, most likely. We talked about the adrenals kicking out adrenaline. But guys, if you're just kicking out adrenaline over and over and over and over and over again for a long time. So if your body has been stressed, whether it be due to a lack of sleep, a chemical imbalance, a trauma that hasn't healed, I have a shoulder that I'm working on right now. You have a shoulder that you're working on right now. Mine's due to because I'm dumb and, pushed myself on my bike a little too often and maybe had a wreck or two on my bike a little too often. Yours is because you're like a power tennis player, so mine's due to like impact. Yours is due to, overuse, right? So physical trauma, chemical trauma, but also guys, emotional trauma, right? Emotional stress can cause issues. And anytime that we're under that, I'm going to call it duress, that prolonged stress from any of those, the 3 T's, traumas, toxins, or thoughts, whatever that happens to be. What happens is our adrenals have a choice. We either get to make chemicals like cortisol that are sustaining energy hormones. People always say cortisol is the stress hormone. It's really not. Cortisol is released during stress because your body's trying to help you have more energy. But at some point it decides, am I going to make cortisol or am I going to make adrenaline, epinephrine, norepinephrine, metanephrines, right? All the ephrins, right? So what happens is instead of making cortisol, what happens is cortisol comes down. When cortisol comes down, that's when we start to see the dysregulation with metabolism, with those domino effects that we were talking about. And then when that comes down and the adrenaline goes up, that's when people feel tired but wired. They're fidgety. They're like, gotta go, a little hyper. But when they sit down, boom, they're done. It's like light switch off, right? That means their cortisol is low. That means that they're running on adrenaline. And as soon as their bodies can shut off, it's going to shut off. At some point, continuing down the road, your body can't do that anymore. So it can't even make enough adrenaline. And those are the people that are like, it doesn't matter how long I sleep, I'm not making energy at this point, right? Typically in those cases, it's not just a thyroid problem or just an adrenal problem. Typically at that point, there may even be what we call a mitochondrial issue. And just so I don't use a word that's confusing, mitochondria are honestly, they're kind of like little bacteria. I don't know how else to describe it, but they live inside all of our cells, but especially our muscle cells, and especially our cardiac muscle cells. But you know, here's our cell. There's these little things that live inside of them that produce energy. When you and I say things like, "Hey, do you have enough energy? I'm feeling tired today. I don't have any energy today." Energy is a chemical called ATP, which is
adenosine triphosphate.
Yep, adenosine triphosphate. Yeah, ATP. Rachel's completing her final exams for her naturopathic medical degree, and I'm just quizzing her as much as I can, and she's doing great.
It's not nice.
And she's doing great. She hasn't failed a final yet, so she's doing really well. But nonetheless, so she'll be Dr. Rachel. Shoot, within just a couple months, it seems like. But anyway, when that chronic, massive fatigue comes on, almost always there's a mitochondrial issue. And that could be, and then that's a question of, are the mitochondria being fed what they need to make energy, and that can be CoQ10, L-carnitine, N-acetylcysteine, glutathione, again, what is it? Proteins, fats, fibers, vitamins, minerals, and water, right? Again, I really want you guys to hear that. If they're not getting that, then they can't make energy, or if they're toxic. If they're
toxic, I think too. I think a lot of people, definitely with genetics, we're learning a lot more about the body's ability to like get things out, and then we're exposed, of course, to a lot more as well. Right. I think the body's just trying to.
Alcohol, basically, as an example, around the holidays, kills mitochondria. I mean, it just does. So do heavy metals. So does too much sugar. I mean, again, that epic 5, if we lean into it, not enough sleep, our mitochondria die off, right? So we have to really work on replenishing our mitochondria, keeping them as healthy as possible to have energy. So Daniel, when I start to hear things like, man, I sleep for 10 or 12 hours a day, we start thinking, what are the toxins? What can we take out, first and foremost, that might be causing mitochondrial dysfunction or other organic dysfunction? What support does the body need so it doesn't have to work quite as hard? Nutrient support, hormonal support, glandular support. Like, what do we need? And then, what does their hydration look like? What does their diet look like? Are they moving enough? When we exercise, guys, especially building muscle, when we build muscle, we build mitochondria. It's one of the coolest things that we can do. When we condition our heart, when we're exercising, doing those Tabatas and those hits they were doing on Wednesday, and our heart's getting conditioned, we're building mitochondria in our heart tissue, which is pretty awesome. When we're taking time, they've done studies, when we're taking time to meditate, pray, do gratitudes, journal, whatever that is that we were talking about yesterday, right? That M part of SOME. When we're doing that, we're building mitochondria again. And then here we are talking about sleep. When we have good sleep patterns, again, we're building mitochondria.
I love, the Epic 5, like, I just realized like that it all works so well in conjunction that like, when we lean into each of those areas, like it all just like improves health overall. I mean, you guys are probably saying, duh, but that's pretty cool to think about. Just those basic things we need as humans, like leaning into those can make a huge difference. So awesome.
Just answering the comment.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So speaking of getting good sleep though, I did want to chat about, so shutting our screens off is important, but if, we're on screens, what can really help too, or they call them blue blockers. You guys have probably heard of them by now. We have a good friend, Tristan, and is it James Swanwick?
Tristan is our buddy. And then his brother, James, I sort of know, but I know Tristan quite well. And you know Tristan quite well. Swanwick.
Yeah. So that's a brand name of blue blocking glasses that are awesome. Yeah.
These are broken.
Yeah, I know.
We broke one of the arms off. We have about, 6 pairs of these. And for some reason, out of the one that we grabbed, there's enough. We keep one in our car. We keep one, but anyway, out of the one that we grabbed, it's our broken one. So that's, and by the way, they didn't break organically. They were stepped on. So, I mean,
I want to try something like this might be super weird, but like if you guys,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
hey, see,
Totally
it
cool.
makes the everything
Little amber
a
color.
little amber color too, which isn't
So yeah.
bad.
So what's cool is these glasses, they block the blue lights from the screens coming on. So from the TV screens, from the computer screens. So at my workstation at home, I have, I have these. I also wear these at dusk, at night when it's like you still kind of want to wear sunglasses, but it's too dark. But at the same time, you need a little something. I like to wear these because I can see really crystal clear. With maybe I don't wear these with the broken arm. I think it's funny that we brought those.
We got to order more.
Yeah, and at any rate, I like Swanwick's. There's a number of companies that are out there. The Swanwick company has actually invested their time, energy, and resources into studies. And so they have some published studies showing how they can help not only things like energy, brain fog, metabolism, the list goes on and on, but in peer-reviewed journals. And like, it doesn't hurt that we know
like headaches. I know a lot of people
headaches.
talk about headaches.
Yep.
I get eye
headaches,
strain.
Eye strain. Yep.
So these have blue blocking in them. They're
What's their website? Is
clear.
it Swanwick? I'll look it up. Is it Swanwick?
Yeah, I was trying to actually message Tristan about link to the site and discounts and all that good stuff. So I'll try to post that if we can here with
Yeah, we'll get you guys a
everything.
discount.
But yeah, I think it's just swanwick.com. I don't know.
I'm gonna find out.
It's on our website too under
Slowly,
like products, I think that we recommend.
surely. It doesn't like swanwick.com. Let me try
Probably something. Or Swannies. They go by Swannies.
Yeah, let me
which
just,
is kind of
I'll
fun.
find it.
But
Oh, it's Swanwick Sleep.
oh, Daniel.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Daniel.
you.
Swanwicksleep.com.
We should know these
It's
things.
hilarious because these guys are our buddies and we should know this. Tristan and or James, but definitely Tristan is going to be on my podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know when because I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I know within the next few months Tristan will be on the show, and I'll make sure that everybody knows when that's going to be. You know, for sure.
So yeah, cool.
And honestly, I can't speak about. I'm not saying that other blue blocking glasses. Also, Swanwick's, just FYI, they're not all amber colored, right? They have kind of yellow tint and gray tint and green tinted ones that aren't quite as dark for daytime use, nighttime use. So you can get really fancy. You can get really fancy, and they also do prescriptions.
And they have some really cool ones now that are like.
They have some super cool styles.
Fashionable.
Yeah, very fashionable. But nonetheless, check out swanwicksleep.com. But listen, I'm going to tell you guys, don't order right away. I'll get you guys a code. In fact, I think we have a code. I just don't remember what it is. So we'll post that. Make sure you guys get a discount code for that. And like I said, they do prescriptions as well. Now, all of that said, promote. There's probably other companies out there that are good as well. I just don't know of them. That doesn't mean they don't exist. It doesn't mean that the other products that are out there are any better or worse or anything like that. I don't know. I just know the Swanwick company really, really well. We met Tristan and James through a mutual friend, Alex Sharfin. Alex is actually one of the members here on the Epic 5 Plan community. We have some really cool people that are in this community. So I always say, make sure to ask questions in the community because we have some really cool people that are in the community that can share depths of wisdom in areas like blue blocking that we can talk about, that we have like the world experts in blue blockers in the group. So it's like
awesome.
why would you ever you can ask me if you want, but I'm going to answer you and tag Tristan in it. So, I mean, why would we not just do that? So just ask, make sure to use
your
that
questions,
group.
If you ask them, like we're going to have information and solutions, which is
and you guys know that we're solution oriented.
I think
not problem oriented.
For
we have
sure.
We have a rule. I started to say this yesterday, but we didn't. Solutions came up yesterday. I wanted to say that we have a rule with our team, actually with each other, but then also with our team at work. Nobody's allowed to come with a problem. They can come with a situation or a problem, but they have to come up with a proposed solution. I'll be honest with you. I love my team. Most of the time they're correct in their solutions. Sometimes they're not, right? Sometimes they come up with a solution. I'm like, that's a good idea, but here's actually what we're going to do. But we always want us all to be thinking through solutions. So I would welcome you guys to be thinking that way. Hey, I've got an issue and here's a proposed solution. What do you guys think, right? And use that cloud mind in the Epic 5 Plan community. And certainly if you're our private clients in the OWL community. OWL stands for Optimum Wellness for Lifetime, right? We have our private clients are in another group where they get even more of our time and more access to all of us, and then one-on-one care and all that kind of stuff too. So, and if you're ever interested in kind of figuring out what that looks like for you, just contact us and we can share with you, here's what we do, here's what it looks like. And again, I said this yesterday, we don't work with everybody. It's got to be a good fit for both of us. A lot of people want to work with us, and sometimes we meet with them and we're like, you know what, I think this other place might be a better fit. So worst case scenario, you contact us, ask if we're a good fit, and we say, heck yeah, we are, we can help you. If we tell you that, we're going to see it through. If for some reason we feel like there's another human being or a team on this planet that's a better fit, we're going to help you find those people too. Right. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So it starts with a conversation.
Usually
with yours truly here. So I'm happy to chat with you and figure that out with you.
And then often sometimes with me too.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. So cool. I want to get into some ways to reset using the holidays to, rest and restore, but also kind of reset our, routine and our intentions for the new year. Did you have something?
Well, I was just going to say someone's peeking at the door. I'm just going to go peek back, and
okay.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back. You just go right ahead.
I might have borrowed the conference room here from somebody, but so as far as resetting goes, there's different ways we can do that. And so before we jump in on like some practicals, I want to start with your big why, which is something we work through with our clients, private clients all the time as well. And essentially, I think, of course, we have like New Year's resolutions, right? And looking into the new year, and it's just kind of a chance to have an end and a restart into something fresh. It's perfect time to like reevaluate your big why if you are our private client, you have yours, but also to set yours. And to do that, there's a little guide that we have here for you. Essentially, what your big why is why you get out of bed in the morning, and asking yourself that question like a couple of times to really get deep to the bottom of it. I think they say ask why 7 times to get to the deep layers of, really your purpose in life and your intentions as you go into the new year. Just really, we're good. Awesome. Really leaning into kind of, your purpose and cleaning your mind too. We talked a lot about time here at the beginning of like how we spend our time and invest it. See? I gotta nix the spend word, how we invest our time.
I'd like to know in other languages what words people use. Anyway, we'll ask Adeline. She speaks every language known to man. So
that would be really
anyway,
neat.
sorry, I interrupted you.
Because there's a lot of different words that don't exist in other languages, and it's really
Especially
cool to
in
think
English.
about those. I know we need more words for rest and restore and all that in English, but anyways, so we were talking about your big why, and really, I should have it first, but cleaning your mind and like taking a chance to recenter on what's most important to you and how you want to spend your time, invest your time this next year, making those things happen. So,
can I comment on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Total opinion, guys. I've been doing this for 21 years, and I've been me for, at least twice that long on the planet, right? I can tell you this. Your number one thing, my number one thing, your number one thing, your number one thing, everybody's number one thing should be doing whatever it takes to be the best you on the planet.
Yeah.
Right. And that's it. That means sometimes every time putting yourself before everybody else. I'm going to say that one more time because we're all programmed to do it differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to put yourself first. You have to. Because here's the deal, guys. If you're going down in a plane and it loses oxygen, in the unlikely event that it loses oxygen and the oxygen mask falls down, put your oxygen mask on first, because I know you want to put it on baby. I get it, Mom. I totally get it. But if you go down, nobody's going to help that baby. Because everyone else is scrambling for their own oxygen mask. Mm-hmm. You've got to take care of yourself first. Every dollar, every minute that you put into yourself every amount of energy, every breath, every focus, every thought, everything that you do for you, that's constructive to your health. Can I say that? Because lots of things we do to ourselves or for ourselves that are destructive, right? But if it's constructive, guys, it will pay off in dividends. And I have never once heard anyone ever say at the end of their life, man, I wish I would have put less effort into taking care of myself. You know, I really wish I would have eaten crappier food and, you know, not taking care of myself more. I mean, no one says that.
Right.
We've never heard anybody say that. You know, we never hear anybody say, oh, you take all of the medicines, you must be really healthy, because medicines make you healthy, right? Right. I mean, so again, when we're developing our big whys, my clients know this because they walk through it with a coach. When we're developing those whys, guys, it's about you. It's about you. And the sooner you can own that in your life, you know, if you're a teen watching this or in your 20s watching this, you are light years ahead of where I was in my teen and my 20s. I didn't figure this out until my 4th decade on the planet.
Yeah.
You know,
and what I love is that it can change and evolve over time.
Absolutely.
You know, and so
yeah,
reevaluating.
And I like, and you talked about it, cleaning out your mind, but I like that you Marie Kondoed this.
Yeah, it's a Marie Kondo time of year, right?
It is a Marie Kondo time. If you guys aren't familiar with her method, Marie Kondo, it's all about only keeping things.
Oh, and then there's another.
Only keeping things around you that bring you joy, and basically decluttering and getting rid of anything else. It's like a minimalist approach to life. Right. And we are definitely minimalists.
So Marie Kondo, she's all about like cleaning out your home. And we'll talk about that here for a minute too. But what's that video we watched? It's by Sarah somebody. It's a TED Talk. And it's also about cleaning things out.
Oh, can I cuss?
Yeah, it's for,
Hold on, I'll find the name.
Not for kids.
I'll find the name.
But it's a great like 20-30 minute video of her talking about basically time.
Sarah Knight.
And
I'm going to cuss, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Close your children's ears. Yeah. And I'm going to say a bad word. The title of the TED Talk. Hey, if it's a title of a TED Talk, I can say it.
There you go.
It is The Magic of Not Giving a Fuck. And I'm going to just tell you that's what it's called. And I have a lot to say about this, but go ahead.
Okay. So basically it's awesome. She talks about, we only have so much time, but we also only have so many F's to give.
She defines F's, fucks. Basically she said you only have so many fucks to give, right? And they're defined as, she calls it a fuck bank.
Yeah.
This is all from the TED Talk. Okay. So I'm not making this. We're just quoting Sarah Knight, right? Dr. Knight. Here it is. You have time, energy, and money, right? And that's what you're giving to people all the time. You're giving one of those all of the time to somebody or something.
Right.
Hopefully to you, right? That's who you need to be giving it mostly to. But otherwise, every transaction, even if it's a conversation, or even if you are watching the news and you get triggered. First of all, you're giving the news your time and your energy, and then all of a sudden you're triggered, and now you're giving it more time and energy, and you're thinking about it, right? So she calls it can you say it this time?
Fuck bank?
Yeah. Just what she didn't call it a fuck blank, just a fuck bank. But Rachel doesn't cuss. That's why I will always be part sailor. You can't take the sailor. You can take me off the ocean, but you can't take the sailor out of the sailor or something like that, you know? But
this is why we don't work with children.
I'm just kidding. I'm the reason. But the reality is you only have so much in this bank to give, right? And a lot of us are giving away our time, our energy, and our money to the wrong people and the wrong things. But if we give our time, our energy, and our money to the right people and the right things, including you, including the team that's helping you with your health, including the things that you're surrounding yourself and the people that you're surrounding yourself that bring you joy, like the recondoing your life, not just your cupboards, not just your environment, but the people that are around you and your mind. When you start decluttering all of it, then you really start hyper-focusing on how am I going to spend my fuck bank? You know, how am I going to spend my time, my energy, my money? Right. And you start deciding, I'm only going to do it in constructive ways. I'm only going to do it in constructive ways. And that's it. You start to if you really commit to it, really, and journal about it and write about it and think about it and pray about it and everything else you need to do, when it finally clicks, you start to realize throughout the day how you are literally giving way too much away to way too many things and way too many people. And it's going to make your life better. I swear it will. When you start simple.
That's just a fun way to think about time and yeah, like what you care about, like, and what, like Netflix, maybe like reevaluating that in general, and just those pieces of life that we.
And speaking of time, energy, and money, I know you guys are seeing me fidgeting down here. Just to let you know what I'm fidgeting with the fidget tool. This is just a little cube. I don't know if you guys can see this. This, let's see, how does this work? This cool little cube that I can just move around in different ways, right? And oddly enough, the same Alex Sharfin that I mentioned earlier that introduced us to Tristan Swanwick sunglasses, right? Or the blue blockers, the Swannies. Same Alex Sharfin sent this to me as a gift because he knows I'm a fidgeter, because I have some amazing amount of energy.
He needs to listen to this.
I need to listen to this because I need to give that energy in a constructive way. Right.
And he does.
And I love for you guys. I hope so. For you guys that are here live, man, if you want to comment or chat about how, I was going to say how you spend your fuck bank. I'm kidding. This is the R-rated version now, but
it's Friday.
It's Friday. So it's the F day. But anyway, if you guys want to just chat about how you constructively spend your time, energy, and money, that's great. Or even how you destructively. And I do think that if we start talking about, I'm destructive in this way. I'll say one thing as an example. I don't anymore. I used to drink too much. I did, I also used to use too much green medicine, if y'all know what I mean, right? And I think it wouldn't be called medicine at the level that I was using it. I don't do any of that anymore, but I was giving my time, my energy, and my money to destructive habits. And it doesn't have to be that bad. Maybe it's video games, maybe it's binging on Netflix. I've done both of those too. Should I just, what else have I done?
Coffee, caffeine.
Right.
There's all sorts of things.
There's all sorts of things, right? So again, I hopefully spend my time, energy, my money in constructive ways. And hopefully this week has been constructive for you guys. And the Epic 5 plan is constructive. I mean, it's constructive, right? I am notoriously kind of a hard ass when it comes to things as far as like personal responsibilities and taking responsibility for your state in life, and I get challenged on that a lot. But again, I think that if we just look at it through the lens of constructive versus destructive,
doing best to control what you can
do, what you can. And then what do you do with the rest of it?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Like they say.
Let go and let God.
Frozen. We just watched Frozen.
Yeah. Can you sing it, please?
No, I am not Adina Menzel. Anyways.
Let it go.
Okay. We have a couple minutes left. So cleaning your mind. I know we talked a lot about that and your big why. I think that's most important at the end of the day. But while you're at it, and hopefully you have a little bit of like slower time this time of year,
or at least a moment
to breathe. Yeah. Another great thing that you can do is work on cleaning out your cupboards. So we did equip you guys. All of you have access to our Epic 5 shopping list. And it's even color coded, which is great. So you can print that off, print it off from our file section in the group here and take that with you shopping, or if you do your online shopping. We use Misfits Market, which is awesome. It just came today, our order. But getting out what, we don't want in our cupboards and in our cabinets and in our refrigerator, and filling it up with those things that are going to provide us with good fuel and help us feel good, help our moods, all those things. So hopefully that's a helpful tool for you guys. And
can I talk about a couple things here about cleaning your environment, cleaning your mind?
And your environment.
Guys, I got to let you know what I've done. I'm going to let you guys know. I turned off, even though you can hear all the dinging going on, that's over here. My phone does not give me notifications. It doesn't ring. It doesn't ding. I don't open it up and here, I'll show you. So like, here's my here's my stuff. I don't know if that focuses or not. There's no note. It doesn't say I haven't missed any Facebook stuff or messages because it doesn't tell me. I have to actually click on the app to see if somebody's messaged me or see if there's something going on Facebook, because I am compelled, maybe addicted to checking what those things are. And it
I
became,
can't believe we missed social media. It's
yeah,
something-
yeah, I know. And here we are on social media, right?
know.
But nonetheless, I mean, it's a tool, right? It's a tool
Right.
that we can all use constructively or destructively. And when I started to realize that it was controlling me instead of me controlling it, I turned off all my notifications.
Mhm.
I just turned it off. I don't want them anymore. In fact, I have another phone I just got that has no social media or anything on it at all. Nothing. It is literally like a dumb smartphone. It's still got like Safari on it. It's an iPhone, you know, it's still got Safari and everything on it, but there's no mail, there's no Facebook, there's no, you know, YouTube, there's like nothing. It's just literally a place for us to stay together.
Mhm.
And then with the kids, and that's it. And actually only 5 people know the number. So I get to sit my
Healthy boundaries, right?
Yeah, healthy
I think
boundaries.
We need to set those.
So cleaning your environment. The other thing I wanted to mention, guys, in our
Yeah.
last couple of minutes.
I want to do the drawing too.
Yeah, and then we'll
so-
do the drawing. Yep. So the last couple of things I wanted to mention just super quickly is sometimes, and this is out of love, sometimes when you're cleaning out your environment and your mind, it involves cleaning people out of your lives. Guys, I'm telling you, it's hard. I have had to cut ties with some really destructive people. It doesn't mean I don't love them. I may love these people. I might even do anything for them, but I needed to cut them out of my lives because they were triggering me every single interaction that we had. Some of these people I've known almost my whole life. Sometimes it's family, right? It doesn't mean cancel culture, you're out. It means that if somebody's triggering you and it seems like every time you're like, oh my God, oh, there's that feeling again. I have to see that person or interact with that person. You can evaluate it, you know, I mean, maybe it's just easy to be like, no, I don't, I'm done. But if it's somebody that's close, it might, and if they're close enough, it might be worth having that conversation. Hey, for some reason, this has been happening and I don't want it to happen anymore. And I'm not sure why it's happening. But here's what it does. Here's what it does tell me. It says, stop working, Dr. Bradley, stop working. So I do get notices like that because it's time for us to stop, evidently. So
Yeah.
anyway, think about decluttering your cupboards, your house, your environment, your mind, and even the people that are in your lives. I promise you guys, you'll sleep better. I promise you. And then quickly, because I know we have to do the drawing, check out the morning and evening routine.
Yeah.
Turn off your screens, and then guys, share what you guys do. You know, we have developed a pretty good morning and evening routine that a lot of people follow. But at the same time, we've also borrowed from a lot of people. And then who is it?
I
Hal.
think we all learn from each other. Right?
A
So-
great resource on this is Hal
yeah.
Elrod.
I was going to put this on here, but I didn't.
Hal Elrod, Elrod, the Miracle Morning. Is that right?
Mhm.
Or is it the Morning Miracle? Miracle
Morning miracle morning.
Miracle Morning. Yeah, it's great. I absolutely recommend it. It's great. It's a quick read, and I think that you guys will like it. Should we do a drawing?
Yeah, let's do
so
it.
We're drawing. This is for everybody that just kept up with us on social media, that we're posting, right? This is right. This isn't for the invites.
No, this
No,
is
we're gonna
for
do
you
the-
guys that have
we're
been
gonna do the-
engaged and participated.
We're going to do so every month we do some drawings. This month we have a drawing for those of you guys that just followed us all week. Every time that you posted in the Epic 5 Plan community, we've been collecting
Added your name
into a
to
lottery,
a
and
list
we've
here.
got a list. And Rachel's going to do a drawing. And what are they going to win?
You can show them here. It's pretty
But
cool.
what is it?
It's an immune.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So here it is. I don't know if you guys can see this. From Mike.
Up there.
There we go. Microbiome Labs, and I'll just open it. And of course you get a little card from us.
That's
this is-
cool. It
this is-
opens doors.
Yeah, this is a cool thing where it's like a little door opener. You
like
kind of
that,
hook your finger on it, and then you can put it into I don't know if you can see this, put it into a handle and then open it, which is pretty cool. And then it comes with some sanitizer, all natural, by the way. And let's see what we have here. A megacidin, which is a probiotic throat spray, which is pretty cool. That's going to come in handy this time of year. And then a couple of their supplements, Megamune, which is a daily immune support. Thought that would come in pretty handy. And then a Megaviron, which is a seasonal immune support. This might be more for spring. So here we go. winter viral, bacterial stuff, and then spring, change of the season, pollen stuff. And then I think they gave you a little guidebook in here too. So pretty fun stuff. I wish that I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rachel always comes up with the best gifts. I'm going to close this back up.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Total
Good company.
immune support.
Yeah. All
And
right.
we have a random number generator.
Yep. So I got to enter my numbers in here, and I'm doing that here. Over 20.
Generate. Go.
Funny.
Number 2.
Awesome. Lynn
Borden. Lynn or
Did I say-
Borden.
Borden.
I said Borden.
Borden.
But it's either Lynn Borden or Lynn Borden,
Yeah.
same person. But
Mhm.
good job, Lynn. Congratulations. We're going to make sure that you get this. And that's fantastic, guys. We have another drawing coming up at the end of the month. So there's still time to enter this drawing. Refer your friends, add your friends, invite your friends to the Epic 5 Plan community. And you're going to get a copy of Dirty Jeans by Ben Lynch. Dr. Ben Lynch is fantastic. If you haven't read Dirty Jeans, you should. He's amazing. He actually inspired me for my second book that will be coming out in 2021. First book, of course, coming out in the first part of 2021 is going to be the basics of the Epic 5 Plan. That second book is going to be a riff on his book, Dirty Jeans. I'm going to talk about thyroid and Hashimoto's. I'm so excited for it to come out, guys. So refer your friends, invite your friends. Epic 5 Plan community, guys. Our goal is to get to 1,000 people by the end of the year. We just started it earlier this year. We're at like 1,300 people almost, which is pretty awesome. I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but I think we're about there. So we way hit our marks there, guys. Listen, I'm going to ask for your help. In 2021, I want to get to 10,000 people. I really do. And I'm going to thank you guys for helping us get there. I think we have a good message of help and hope. And we just want to keep giving and giving and giving to you guys. So we love you guys.
Yeah.
I want to
Hope
thank you guys.
Fun week.
Yeah.
And thank you for
I had a
those who
fun week.
participated.
I had a fun week.
I did
you?
too.
Good.
Yeah. Yep. Keeps me. I mean, we all need accountability and to spend or invest our time in ourselves.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for doing that.
Guys, honestly, I decided the other day that if I could just live on camera or, like in a group with all of you guys all of the time and all of us together in a fluid conversation, I would love that. I mean, it's a pretty cool way to live, I do have a number of hours each week, but it's never enough. Guys, I love you all. Listen, have a happy holiday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and listen, love and light always in all things that you do. Okay. And we'll chat with you. We'll chat with you soon.
Be well, guys.
Be
Take care.
well. Take care. Bye-bye.